seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Well, hello, beautiful.
We can't stop here. This is bad country.
What is going on, movie lovers? Thank you so much for tuning into Balls Rounded Reviews. I really appreciate it. We got a great one here for you today. Let's get rolling. So Ty West is 41 years old. Yeah, 41 years old. He's already made 3 or 4 other feature films, and X is by far his best. As you guys know, I love and appreciate all different types of film. That is not to say I'm going to come home and watch a musical over an action flick. But that is to say that I can equally respect what goes on in front and behind the camera when a movie is being made, no matter what genre of film is being made. With that said, my favorite genre is definitely horror. The reason being is there's so many different types of horror. Slasher, psychological, monster, stuff like that. My favorite is definitely the monster creature subgenre. I grew up with The Fly. I love the creature Pumpkinhead. It's just amazing. And then the Mac Daddy of them all, of course, is The Thing. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. And what those films all have in common are amazing practical effects. And of course, when it comes to slashers, being a horror fan, I grew up on a lot of slasher films like Michael Myers, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, stuff like that. Now, I always appreciated the kills in those types of films, but I also appreciated the atmosphere and the tension that those films brought as well. John Carpenter made a world around Michael Myers, which I appreciate. If you were to take the practical effects of like the creature features from that subgenre, and you added the atmosphere and the tension and the tone of the slasher subgenre, combine those together, sprinkle a little bit of porno on top of that, and you definitely have the film X. Remember back in the day, you would pop in a VHS and you would see and hear this right here? You would always know something cool, weird, or something different was on the way. Nowadays, when you see this, you kind of get that same feeling. You're going to see something different, weird. Maybe not everybody will appreciate it, but you know what's being made is helmed by somebody that appreciates the artwork. I don't want to get too artsy-fartsy about A24. I know some people think it's kind of like heightened horror, which it is, you know. They just appreciate making horror films than other studios do, period. So I won't get into the themes of X, but just know that since it is an A24 film, you're not just going to get the beats of a horror film. There are themes that resonate throughout. The attention to detail, the editing, the kills, the characters are all top-notch. I love a really cool overhead shot that brings tension, and in recent memory, this one has the best by far. So if you were to ask me what is the best slasher in recent memory that has the best atmosphere?
X.
The best sound design?
X.
Cinematography?
X.
Editing?
X.
Bloody, awesome practical effects?
X.
A killer slow burn setup and attention to detail?
X.
And also, what slasher did I have the most fun at, including the new Scream, was definitely X. It is wicked fun, hilarious, the kills are great, I was glued to the screen, the atmosphere is awesome, and it just looks amazing. Ty West knocked it out of the park. If you like Texas Chainsaw, if you like Halloween, if you like Freddy, this is definitely a film for you. Go to the theater. I will warn you, this is a A24 horror film. So there will be definitely some messed up visuals that you will be like, ooh, and probably look away from. But what good horror film doesn't have that moment? So you guys, I implore any horror fan to get your ass to the theater and watch this film. As of right now, I'm not for sure if The Batman or X is my favorite film of 2022. If I had to watch another film right now, it would be X, if that tells you anything. There's also a character in the film, the videographer or the cinematographer for the porno film they're making at the farm. And this character wants to make a good film, just not a porno film. And it's kind of Ty West's way of telling the audience he wants to make a good horror film, just not a horror film that goes beat by beat, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. X is a phenomenal slasher horror film. I definitely implore you to go see it. It's totally worth your money. You guys have yourself an excellent day. Thank you for hanging with Ball, and we'll talk later.